And so when I approached this woman with Planned Parenthood and she asked me what I knew about Planned Parenthood, I really didn't know anything about it. And when she started giving me their talking points, what sounded pretty good, right? It sounds pretty good that Planned Parenthood wants to reduce the number of abortions. It sounds good that they want to make abortion rare. And I knew I'd heard that before, right? I mean, they say that. That's their mission on paper. I knew I'd heard politicians say that before, and they don't lie. But a couple weeks after I was there, this isn't in my book, by the way. It's not a nice story, so I didn't want to put it in. I walked back and Cheryl said, Abby, I got something ready for you. And I thought, okay. And a 6-weeker would have just looked like the tip of a Q-tip, right? If you just would have cut off the tip, just would have looked like a little cotton poof. And that's what you're looking for. You can't see any arms or legs or anything like that. And so that's what I was expecting. But she said, I got something for you today. I got a 12-weeker for you. I'm going to start you off with this one because I think you can take it. And I thought, okay. And I didn't really know what to expect. And so she stepped away from the Pyrex dish, and I went and I looked at all these parts floating in this dish, and she had reassembled them so that it was in the shape of a person. And I looked down in that dish, and I probably stood there in silence for, I don't know, probably 30 seconds. And the first words out of my mouth were, wow, it looks just like a tiny person. And she looked at me and she said, yes, it does. And I looked at her and I said, it's a miracle, isn't it? It's a miracle how God turns us from that to this. And she said, yeah, it is a miracle. And I looked back down and I was staring at it. And she looked at me and she smiled and she said, I knew you were the one. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, you're the only person that has ever looked into this dish and not cried. She said, I knew you were the one that was going to take over this company. I knew it was going to be you. And I left that day feeling so proud. Feeling so proud that I could look into that Pyrex dish and not feel any emotion for that child. And I look back now at that time, and I wonder how I was able to stare into the face of evil and look right into the face of sin and welcome him into my life.